everyone, in this video, we are going to learn the characteristics of quantitative research. Let us go directly into the first characteristic of the quantitative research. For number one, a quantitative research typically uses a larger sample size as compared to qualitative research. Using a sample size formula, probably a researcher may use a Yamane or a Cochrane formula to compute for the sample size. A researcher can obtain a relatively larger sample from the population when conducting a quantitative research. This is different with qualitative research because in qualitative research, you may rely on the principle of data saturation, that is, when no new insights emerged during the process of interview. Although other authors suggested to have 16 to 20, 15 to 20, or probably 7 to 12 participants to be included in the study. Another characteristic of a quantitative research is it can generalize findings. What does it mean when you say it can generalize findings? The data that you have obtained from the samples can be reflective on the whole population. So even if you did not survey all the respondents in a given population, the data from your samples can be reflective or can generalize the data from the population. Number three, it uses a close-ended question. So as you can see on screen, there are no elaborating or clarifying probes that were reflected on the questionnaire. Let us say this sample question number 11. Did any of your friends on campus drink alcoholic beverages at any time during your first semester of college? You are given an option to answer either yes or no. No clarifying questions and no elaborating questions or probes that were reflected on the questionnaire. Number 4, quantitative research used a standardized research instrument. So what do we mean by this? This means that the psychometric measures both the validity and reliability of this instrument must be established before it will be used to gather the data. Number 5, numerical outcome. Unlike in qualitative research where they extract illustrative phrases or significant statements from the series of interviews, so there you can see any illustrative phrases, statements from the target respondents because the data will be presented in either graphical or tabular presentation mathematically. The same as with the other types of research, one of the characteristics for a quantitative research is that it must have a clearly defined research question. So as a researcher, it is expected that you need to clearly and correctly phrase the quantitative research question based on your target research interest. And number 7, in all aspects of a quantitative research, it must be carefully designed. In the development of the research question, on planning on how the data will be collected, and even on how the data will be analyzed, it must be clearly articulated in the research paper before the researcher will gather the data.